I'm going to pretend as though I don't know what's going on, or as if this is the very first time that I'm reading about, explaining about, and talking about a very powerful entity, being, goddess, as well as human incarnation of the divine feminine. Her name has come across as Isis, Ishtar, Inanna, Astghik, Astarte, Aphrodite, Venus, the list goes on. Okay, so I'd like to read a little bit about her. And I'm just going to use Wikipedia, and although a lot on what's on Wikipedia isn't always as is in the fact department, but just like everything that has been written in the books, nobody knows what's a fact. They say there's historical evidences, but historical evidences and archaeologists can cover things, okay, and hide them from us, which they've done for centuries and beyond. Men have always felt the need and the urge to write documents based on another's life of which they've never lived. And there is also evidence in that sense, if you want to go by evidence, that in the ancient days when priestesses were in the temples, because that's when prophecies began. Originally it was priestesses, not priests. They had men write the women's prophecies. It wasn't the women writing it, okay? So a lot of it had been changed. A lot of it was their understanding, okay? So, Ishtar, goddess of fertility, love, war, and sex. Ishtar is the Mesopotamian, East Semitic, Akkadian, Assyrian, and Babylonian goddess of fertility, love, war, and sex. She's the counterpart to the earlier attested Sumerian Inanna, and the cognate for the later attested Northwest Semitic Aramean goddess Astarte. Ishtar was an important deity in Mesopotamian religion, which was extant from c. 3500 BCE until its gradual decline between the 1st and 5th century CE. In the face of Christianity, which was men with beards trying to dominate the priestess because of their envy of a woman's womb. Planet Venus, symbol gate guarded by the lions, 8-pointed star, symbolic staff. Consort, Tammuz, other consorts. Parents, Anu. Ishtar symbolizes love, including that between human and animals, its power and its danger. So, of course, she was also had shamanic abilities. Ishtar was the daughter of Anu. She was particularly worshipped in the Upper Mesopotamian Kingdom of Assyria, modern northern Iraq, northeast Syria, and southeast Turkey, which was, Armenia, particularly and also connected to Greece, because Turkey has taken its land stolen from the Greeks and the Armenians. Particularly at the cities of Nineveh, Ashur, and Arbela, modern Erbil, and also in the South Mesopotamian city of Uruk. Now, I know I mentioned in the last video how Enki and Enkidu, and Uruk and Urartu, it's all connected, okay? Besides the lions on her gate, remember, pay attention to these symbols, okay? It's all over Armenia. It's all over the kingdoms in Armenia, okay? You never hear much about the ancient times when queens and priestesses were dominant in Armenia. You just see these kings or ancient relics of these kings, which isn't much that you find, but they all have the 8-pointed star and they have those lions, which was very much taken from the females, okay? Because it started with the females first. Besides the lions on her gate, her symbol is the 8-pointed star. Okay, I said that already. In the Babylonian pantheon, she was the divine personification of the planet Venus. Ishtar had many lovers. However, as Giran notes, woe to him whom Ishtar had honored. The fickle goddess treated her passing lovers cruelly, and the unhappy wretches usually paid dearly for the favors heaped on them. Animals enslaved by love lost their native vigor. They fell into traps laid by men or were domesticated by them. Thou hast loved the lion, mighty in strength, says the hero Gilgamesh to Ishtar, and thou hast dug for him 7 and 7 pits. Thou hast loved the steed, proud in battle, and destined him for the halter, the goad, and the whip. Okay, so before we continue and I finish that, what has been said about her, which was obviously written by a man, which is obviously what men say about me, but if we go back to the Baten El Ghul temple from Enki in Iraq, which I was talking about, which was his city yesterday in the video, remember how it says the 7 the father Enki's city, the valley of Baten El Ghul, which is right over the buried city. Remember, look what it says here. The Yazidi people originally came from southern Iraq and migrated north to Mount Lailash. It is believed they are descendants of the Assyrians who sought refuge after the fall of Nineveh. Okay, we just mentioned that. Eridu, also known as Enkidu, which is Urartu, which is Uruk, was an ancient city in southern Iraq, and it's very much connected based on him, right? Connected to him. The valley of Baten El Ghul, which is right over the buried ancient city, is now known as the Devil's Hole. Now, belly of the beast. Where's that? Okay, the towers, 7. Let's go here. Does it say here? It said in yesterday's, I don't know this. Anyways, it said that there is 7 towers, okay? This is very much also connected to her, Inanna Ishtar, because she is of the bloodline, okay? If you go back and watch yesterday's video, I read that it says, hold on, let's go to the other page. This is not the one that I want. No. Okay, did I honest? Okay, maybe it's not. Anyways, it doesn't matter. The point is, they have demonized, okay, these places right here have seen nothing but fucking genocide, okay? Decapitation of women and children's bodies, okay? They have killed innocent people, okay? And they claim that they're demons. These demons that they're saying are stuck in these areas, and this U.S. Department guy has psychic abilities now. They're spirits that are not passing on because you have taken them from their homes and killed them. They have been raped. They have been killed. They're not demons. They're humans. Oh, look, my videos came up. That's fun. Woo! Anyways. Oh, that's fun. Look, I'm here. Oh, that's funny. Look, I'm right on top of the alien. Anyways, let's go back to Inanna, okay? Ishtar, sorry. Remember, my name, Talad, in numerology equals to 7. Then you look up Talad Lori. Lori is my middle name. It equals to 7 again. And then you put in Talad Hancherian. My last name is Hancherian. It's 7 again. And then you put in Talad Lori Hancherian, and it's 7 again. So, of course, these ancient temples and relics, and, you know, adding up to my life path number, adding up to my birth chart, it's exceptionally on target, in full alignment, of that, okay? If you don't know what I'm talking about, that's fine. This message is not for you. And you know what? You don't have to believe in this. You don't have to understand it. It still works, okay? Even for the gods, Ishtar's love was fatal. In her youth, the goddess had loved Tammuz, god of the harvest, and if one is to believe Gilgamesh, yeah, what else is new? This love caused the death of Tammuz, which is obviously written by another man, who obviously, these are the men who created the Bibles, and obviously you can see what's going on in the Middle East right now. Those who have created the Bibles, I don't give a shit if it's Islam, Christianity, the Hebrew Bibles, you can see what they're doing to these women and these children. It's very obvious. It doesn't take a genius, okay? You want to call these men saints? It doesn't take a genius to figure who's a false prophet. Her cult may have involved sacred prostitution. Okay, whatever. Through this is debatable. Yeah, debatable. Turn women into whores, obviously. Like I said, that's what they did, and that's what they're doing now. That's what they see women as. You know, if you go to Iraq right now, they claim Iraq is the first civilization of the world. If that's the case, go to Iraq, they're all having sex with donkeys. Okay? So that's why when they see women and girls, young girls, immediately they turn them into sex slaves. Because all they ever know is sex with animals. Girand referred to her holy city Uruk as the town of the sacred courtesans, and to her as a courtesan of gods. Urartu, Erebuni, it's all connected. This is what I'm going to get at, okay? Descent into the underworld. One of the most famous myths about Ishtar describes her descent to the underworld. Okay, so we're slowly but surely reaching the autumn. Okay, it begins officially September 22, which is a master number, 2016. Okay. And during the fall season, all living things slowly start to die. Now, in the ancient days, it was always believed that they symbolize this as the god and the goddess are going to the underworld for, you know, they're dying. It's just a death and rebirth symbolization type of thing, okay? There's so much more to it. It doesn't really matter. I don't have to get into it. But during the springtime, starting in April, starting in March, starting, you know, to May, the world, the universe, life, depending on where you live, different parts of the world, emerges as a rebirth. Everything comes back to life. Plants, flowers, everything, right? Okay. So, Ishtar's descent to the underworld is very much connected to that, okay? There are many, obviously, again, like I said, it's been written by men, so obviously it's not going to make sense. There's many interpretations as to why she had forced the guards, the gates, to go into the underworld, because whatever's written here is that they crucified her, which has happened to the Assyrians, Assyrian women, Assyrian people, to the Armenians, to the Yazidis. There's videos on Armenian women being crucified. You fucking Christians. You talk about Jesus. How Jesus, oh, we gotta be like Jesus. He's so innocent. Jesus had a big mouth. On top of that, he was crucified. He was crucified. He's God. Only God will be crucified for his sins. For our sins, he was crucified. Do you want to go see and watch pictures and videos of these innocent, young, beautiful women that were raped, Armenian women that were raped, taken forcefully from their homes, from their families, and then stripped naked and crucified, just like your fucking Jesus. Guys, I'm getting really rude. I'm sorry if I'm raising my voice, but I just, it doesn't take a fucking genius for you dumbasses to figure this shit out, okay? I'm sorry if you don't like it, but I'm telling you the truth. Open your eyes. Huh? You consider Jesus to be a god? These women should be gods for what has been done to them. This is what they wrote about her. This is what you created of her. Which I don't even believe in it. I don't believe in any of this. This is what you have written about her. It's all fucking false. If though, open not the gate to let me enter, I will break the door, I will wrench the lock, I will smash the doorposts, I will force the doors, I will bring up the dead to eat the living, and the dead will outnumber the living. Yeah, demonize the woman. The gatekeeper hurried to tell Astghik, the queen of the underworld. Astghik told the gatekeeper to let Ishtar enter, but according to the ancient decree. The gatekeeper let Ishtar into the underworld, opening one gate at a time. At each gate, Ishtar, look at this. The lion was her symbol detail Ishtar gate. Does that not look like the same fucking lion, the same fucking symbols, the same fucking colors of her temple that when you go to the Yerebuni fortress in Yerevan, Armenia? Can you please go watch that video that I have? Can you please go research it? Does it not look like identical? That's what men do. They just rape. They just rape. They want the power of a woman. Listen, I'm not a feminist. I'm not sexist. I don't choose women over men. But the truth must be said. Enough is enough. Okay? The gatekeeper let Ishtar into the underworld, opening one gate at a time. At each gate, Ishtar had to shed one article of clothing. Yeah, that's called rape. When she finally passed the 7th gate, she was naked. In rage, Ishtar threw herself at Astghik, but Astghik ordered her servant Namtar to imprison Ishtar and unleash 60 diseases against her. So this is what they're doing to the women right now in the Middle East. This is what they did to my ancestors. This is what has been done to me. This is all propaganda. Do you understand me? This is all fucking propaganda. After Ishtar descended to the underworld, all sexual activity ceased on earth. The god Pap Shuchal. You know, it's amazing how when a strong, fierce woman who has internal power is labeled immediately as a sexual, demonic, prostitute, or, you know... The god Pap Shuchal reported the situation to Ea. Ea is Enki, the king of the gods. Ea created an intersex being called Asu and sent them to Astghik, telling them to invoke the name of the great gods against her and to ask for the bag containing the waters of life. Astghik was enraged when she heard Asu demand, but she had to give them the water of life. Asu sprinkled Ishtar with this water, reviving her. Then Ishtar passed back through the 7 gates, getting one article of clothing back at each gate, and was fully clothed as she exiled the last gate. You know what this fucking means to me? When she's going into the underworld, this is Serday, she's forcing them to open the gates. Do you know what that means? She's not forced, she's being forced to be raped. That is what this means. She's forcing the doors to be opened. That means she's being raped. She's being forced to be raped. If Ishtar will not grant thee her release to Tammuz, the lover of her youth, pour out pure waters, pour out fine oil. With a festival garment deck him that he may play on the flute of lapis lazuli, which is her stone. Her temples were made of them. That the votaries may cheer his liver, his spirit, Balili, sister of Tammuz, has gathered the treasure, with precious stones filled her bosom. When Balili heard the lament of her brother, she dropped her treasure, she scattered the precious stones before her. Oh, my only brother, do not let me perish. On the day when Tammuz plays for me on the flute of lapis lazuli, playing it for me with the porphyry ring, together with him play ye for me, ye weepers and lamenting women, that the day may raise up and inhale the incense. Formally, scholars believe that the myth of Ishtar descent took place after the death of Ishtar's lover. Yeah, they don't know. They don't know. Nobody fucking knows because this is all BS, propaganda, written bullshit, interpretations. Tammuz, they thought Ishtar had gone to the underworld to rescue Tammuz. However, the discovery of a corresponding myth about Inanna, the Sumerian counterpart of Ishtar, has thrown some light on the myth of Ishtar's descent, including its somewhat enigmatic ending lines. According to the Inanna myth, Inanna can only return from the underworld if she sends someone back in her place. Demons go with her to make sure she sends someone back. However, each time Inanna runs into someone, she finds him to be a friend and lets him go free. When she finally reaches her home, she finds her husband Dumuzi, Babylonian Tammuz, seated on his throne, not mourning her at all. In anger, Inanna has the demons take Dumuzi back to the underworld as a replacement. Dumuzi's sister, Inanna, is grief-stricken and volunteers to spend half the year in the underworld, during which time Dumuzi can go free. Yeah, in another myth, that doesn't work. The demons still take him, and it doesn't work. The Ishtar myth presumably had a comparable ending, Balili being the Babylonian equivalent of Inanna. Now, I'm going to read to you about Inanna, which is a really... Look at the way her boobs are sitting. One looks like a really bad boob job. Okay. Inanna was a Sumerian goddess of love, fertility, and warfare, and the goddess of Inanna temple at the city of Uruk, her main center. It talks about, okay, so she was the most prominent female deity in ancient Mesopotamia. She had a vase, okay, bringing sheep and goats to female figure. This figure was ornately dressed for divine marriage, okay. Because in the ancient days, women who were very fertile were considered, they were put as a high priestess, okay. And they would choose for them someone who's very protective, someone who is capable of protecting her and the people, the village, the people, the town, the children, the animals. And the people around, there were always envious men who wanted to rule, okay? And women like this were abducted. And then they were forced to sleep with them, so that they can take over the world. These men can take over the world, okay? So, then they were considered prostitutes. Do you understand me? Hence why she was forced into the underworld. It doesn't really matter. Oh, wait. There's something here then. There's her star. Inanna is the planet Venus, morning and evening star. How she was raped is the story. She is also one of the Sumerian war goddesses, or deities. She stirs confusion and chaos against those who are disobedient to her, speeding carnage and inciting the devastating flood. Clothed in terrifying radiance, it is her game to speed conflict and battle, untiring strappings on her sandals. Battle itself is sometimes referred to as the dance of Inanna, which this coincides with the Egyptian pantheon as well, where you see Hathor and Sekhmet, the lioness and the bull goddesses, which were counteracted as actually one entity. They are known to be sisters, but they were actually one entity. where Sekhmet she caused, you know, that whole war rage, and she drank the blood, and anyways. There's something here that I wanted to find so I could read you. Okay, you know what? Let's just leave this. Let's leave this. That's my dragon. Okay, there's just some things that I want to talk about, okay? For starters, people that rape, there's no end to that. And they definitely do get raped in the long run. It comes back to them, okay? Now, because there are certain people that I mentioned, you know, in one of my videos, I mentioned, that I had a dream that this person is trying to connect with me in my dream and ask me for forgiveness. This person has said sorry. This person is actually a very forceful person. This is just his character. He feels he has the right to condemn anybody that doesn't believe in what he does. He himself doesn't even believe in anything. He's a fraud. He's watching me right now. He's subscribed to my channel, him and his group of friends. And they're a laughing stock. Everybody is laughing at them, okay? And eventually there will be more. But the point is, when they don't get what they want, they condemn people. Which is funny because they don't have anything. They don't have anything at all. And this person has particularly condemned the idea of Inanna and a strong woman. And they truly believe in rape. They're racist and they truly believe in rape. Okay? No, they thoroughly believe in it. Now, I have gotten rid of a very big group of people that were racist last year to this year. They're kind of following me around. They're very, very racist people, which is funny because they're a mixed race. They condemn races. They would like to see a certain race completely removed off of this planet, like I said, which I said, though they're a mixed race. And I was brought to their attention, and a lot of secret stuff had to take place for me to have them removed of their power. And I didn't have to do it myself. The universe and their so-called God did it for them. And whatever they had done, has been transferred. Okay, their power has been transferred to me, to people that I know. And they fucked up, and that's why it's been transferred to me and the people that I know. It's been given to them. I didn't have to do anything. They did it themselves. They pushed so hard. Just like that Zionist, if you watch my videos, I talk about a Zionist following me and his group of fanatical religious fucking psychos. The same thing was done to them, okay? Which I don't really talk about it a lot, but maybe I should be talking about it more. Everything that they've done has been removed from them and has the power. Whatever they know, whatever intelligence, whatever they've studied has been transferred, has been passed. And they get nothing in return. They get below zero, nothing in return. And actually, a lot of them, those and I was brought to their attention, and a lot of secret stuff had to take place for me to have them removed of their power. And I didn't have to do it myself. The universe and their so-called God did it for them, and whatever they had done, has been transferred. Okay, their power has been transferred to me, to people that I know, and they fucked up, and that's why it's been transferred to me and the people that I know. It's been given to them. I didn't have to do anything. They did it themselves. They pushed so hard. Just like that Zionist, if you watch my videos, I talk about a Zionist following me and his group of fanatical religious fucking psychos. The same thing was done to them, okay? Which I don't really talk about it a lot, but maybe I should be talking about it more. Everything that they've done has been removed from them, and has the power, whatever they know, whatever intelligence, whatever they've studied, has been transferred, has been passed. And they get nothing in return. They get below zero, nothing in return. And actually, a lot of them, those Zionists, that fanatical, that group that I told you what happened to me, I didn't say everything, but physically, forget just the emotions, they have been raped. They have been raped large, and their families have been raped. And I have so much proof. I hear things, people come to me and tell me the things that have been happened to them, okay? But like that group of people that I said, because these people, they plot things, and they arrange for women to get abused, they arrange for children to get raped, they arrange these things to happen, okay? This is not a fucking joke, this is real. I don't need you to believe in this, I don't need you to believe in me, but this is happening behind closed doors, okay? So, and they try to make sure that the cycles continue. They try to make sure that these patterns continue of these women, and they like to have me in this circle to get raped, because they believe it rips my power away from me and it goes to them, okay? So no matter what, even if they try it now, which they're miserable, and most of them left finally, when you keep pressing on someone, eventually the flame goes out. The power is taken away from you, okay? When you disrespect laws and you abuse power, eventually it's taken away from you. And then what you did to those people will be done to you, but harder, worse. So the fall is coming, the autumn is coming, and I have told you guys that I gotta go in the underworld. But that's a metaphorical sense, okay? What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be giving you more education about this stuff. Maybe perhaps even exposing my past more in detail if you want to hear it. If you don't want to hear it, I don't know. Because I've exposed myself large. And I've also exposed things that have been happened to me and have had to happen to my family. Maybe I'll be doing more of that. Maybe I'll be showing you documents. I don't know. But what's going to be happening is I'm not literally going to go in the underworld anymore, because that's been finished. That's been done. I've done all my work. Going in the underworld symbolizes your spirit almost on the verge of breaking and finding yourself, okay? Because there's a big chance when you go in the gates of hell, you're not going to be able to, there's judgment down there, okay? And that judgment is your heart is weighed. And if your heart isn't in a good position, if you've done ill will on others, if you've treated other people like shit, then you don't really make it back into the earth. And what that means is your finances start to decay. People that you love will betray you, will be taken away from your life. Money is taken away. Family, your home is taken away. Diseases are inflicted on you, so on and so forth. And you never find your true life purpose, and you never get to continue that. So somebody knew this, the person that finally left, this person knew this about me and knew that I had completed it, my role in my job. And because he wanted my power, he forced it upon me to go to the underworld again last year. But because he forced it, he realized how powerful I really am and what's really around me, and that he fucked up and his group fucked up. Now he will be going to the underworld permanently, forever, for all of eternity. So he's been taken down, and he will be going down there this fall, winter, okay? And whatever he does, everything is transferred now to me. And that other person who's watching me now, you're next. You're going with him. September the 22nd, it's starting. When nobody has a right to condemn anybody, nobody has a right to rape somebody, but just remember, when you do it, it's going to happen to you. Okay? And until you pay it off, what you've done, it's going to happen to you. I've kept my mouth shut for too long. I'm being told, and I'm being shown that this is the time where I need to start speaking up. And I can't stop anybody from raping. I can't stop anybody from doing that. But I can speak up when I should be speaking up, and I'm doing that. So, because this person, not the past one, I'm talking about the one now that's going to go in the underworld, because this is not my doing, this is not my judgment, this is not any of that. I have a big, strong group of people who have also received the same revelations in terms of that this is going to happen, and he's chosen to go to the underworld because of his actions. He has made some very incorrect actions, very, very strong incorrect actions that have taken the lives of many children all over this planet, and he's still condemning them right now. So it's going to be done to him. And because he's already put in that pressure, that intent, the energy for so long to have a race out of this planet, for these women to be tortured, for these children to be taken in captivity, it's going to be done to you and your group of friends. And those who are watching you are going to find out the truth. Now, because I am just a messenger, okay, I may be an entity in your eyes, I may be a demon in your eyes, okay, but just remember that day. Just remember that day. And only you know what I'm talking about. And it's not my doing. It's not me. It's your doing. You chose this. You chose this for yourself. And all I need to do is, when I go to that temple, September 9, which is a 9999 alignment, which is, today's the 6th of September, 789, 3 days, I will be going to the temple, and there will be the Festival of Lights, and your name is going to be written down. So it will be the group of your friends. Your name is going to be written down. It's going to be put in a box, and that is when it will be completely done. And it will be rest assured to make sure that you're sent to the underworld and to be tortured for your actions and your intent. Listen, the world needs a balance, okay? There's karma in this world. That's why the Buddhists say, don't do ill will, don't hurt people, because, you know, I don't have to tell you, it doesn't take a genius to figure it out. On top of that, it's been sealed a long time ago. In the springtime, it was sealed that this was going to happen. But because of your actions, because of what you've done, and even in the other dimensions, it's been sealed. But, and I just, somebody contacted me the other day, 2 days ago, through email. I won't give out his name, but he's an excellent advisor as well, and he also saw it. I didn't even have to tell him. He saw it himself, and, we all know we're all righteous people in that sense. We don't believe anybody should be raped. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're my enemy. I don't care if you hate me. I still don't believe anybody should be raped. and for you to wish that upon others and to do that. Oh. So it's been done. It's been sealed. And whatever happens to you, remember, it has already been transferred to me. Okay? So I love you, everybody who's been watching. Thanks for subscribing to me. Thank you for all the new subscribers. And stay tuned, because like I said, I'm going to be having a lot of great stuff coming in, a lot of great stuff coming out, and I'm excited. Ciao.